See, if you're ever blessed and fortunate to make it to my age in life, and I'm 41, by the way, you'll realize that as you continue to live life, whether you're going through good experiences or traumatic experiences, that you've been sold a bad batch of goods, meaning certain ideas that people have implanted in your mind that just isn't true. For an example, they'll tell you that money is the root of all evil, when in fact it's people that make money evil because of our attitudes, our behaviors, and the way that we deal with money. Okay. Money can't be evil because it's not a living thing. It's the people that do evil things with money that makes the perception of money look evil. And I would argue that not having money is evil because when you don't have money, you start getting desperate. People start committing crimes. They start robbing, stealing, scamming, killing other people in order to take their resources that they earn. This is why I don't respect robbers at all, because to me, people who rob and steal and take things that don't belong to them, they're cowards, they're pussies, and they're lazy because they won't get off their ass and actually go work for it. Go get a job. Go create a business that is successful, because that's very difficult. Another example of this is people will tell you, hey, go follow your passions, go follow your dreams, and it will take you to the promised land. And that's not necessarily true at all, because sometimes the things that you're passionate about does not generate enough income for you to sustain yourself, for you to take care of your family, all of your other responsibilities. No. So you might have to look into actually doing the things that you're actually good at that could generate a significant amount of wealth, that could actually get you a high paying job in order for you to generate a huge net worth. So sooner or later, guys, you are going to have to deprogram your mind because you were sold a bad batch of goods growing up. And before I get started, you know what I'm about to say. It is morning motivation, Saturday morning thoughts. It's A.T. Malone. But first, I'm a name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, it is exactly 5:04 a.m. and this is going to be a very busy day for your boy. Very busy morning, matter of fact, because not only do I have to go to work, but I have to leave work, drive across town, attend my son's tournament because we are active fathers in 2026, okay? We are not the stereotypical black men that people love to say that we just skip out on our child's life. No, we're not doing none of that type of stuff. No, we are changing the narrative. So yes, I will be attending my son's basketball tournament, then taking my ass back to work because we got to continue to run up that bag. See, you can't complain about not having money, not moving up in your company if you are not willing to sacrifice the things necessary in order to do so, as well as making sure that you are as involved in your child's life as possible. And it's not easy, okay? Being a single father, doing the majority of the work on your own is very difficult, but guess what? With every action has a reaction, and when you choose wrong, you have to deal with the consequences that come along with that. But back to the conversation about deprogramming. Now, the thing that inspired me about this whole segment is this. I used to live a completely different life in my 20s and 30s. The dynamics were different in my household. I even lived in a different house. And when I had this epiphany, I was thinking about all of the times that I would be in my man cave, which was this shed that was converted into like an office space that I would spend a whole lot of time in. And I would spend more time outside in the cold, in the heat, than in my own house that I paid for. Now, you might be wondering, well, that's kind of normal, right? Because every guy has their own man cave. But in reality, guys, why would you even need to relegate yourself to a specific space in order for you to have peace? Because at the end of the day, that's why we do that, right? We want to be left alone. We want to be at peace. But if you are paying for a domain, it should be peaceful all throughout that house. Yes, the people who live under your roof should be making that environment peaceful. And if they're not, that's when all hell should be breaking loose, because you busted your ass day in and day out to put people in a better environment, in a better situation, in a better dynamic. And that is how they repay you. That's some bullshit, right? So when I started going through certain experiences, I realized, like, listen, I am never going to be a prisoner in my own home again. I should be able to walk wherever I want, go through any room, anybody's things that's under my roof that I pay for. And that's the mindset that you got to have, guys, because you cannot call yourself a king, a ruler, a leader, whatever have you, if you're not in that mindset of, this is mine. Everything around here is mine. Why? Because I paid for it, I earned it, and I'm running shit here. And that's the thing that you have to make sure that you deprogram yourself on, because yes, we want to make sure that the people that we love and we care about are taken care of, right? But at the same time, they have to understand they have a responsibility to you to make sure that they keep you in a peaceful state of mind so you can continue to go out there, you know, provide, protect, provision, go earn that money, you know? And another thing about deprogramming your mind is that, you know, people are going to push back on you because they are still plugged in. They are still sheep. They're still followers. They're not going to understand your point of view sometimes. For an example, it is a normal thing now that people think that, oh, kids are going to go through their terrible twos, right? It's just a point in their life, a stage in their life that they just have to go through. And that was one thing that I was not going to accept with my son. My son has always been a good kid. My son has never thrown tantrums in public like that at all. Because when he started showing signs of him pushing back against the things that I was telling him to do, he got snatched up right then and there. And he don't like being disciplined by his father. Not even now, at 13 years old, almost my size. He don't want these problems. Why? Because I established boundaries with him early. This is why gentle parenting is bullshit. It creates degenerate kids and kids that do not like to follow any rules, regulations, or respect authority. But this is why, guys, you have to start deprogramming your mind. Even when it comes to politics, we grew up being told that we had to vote a certain way because of the color of our skin, which is far from the truth. When you really do a deep dive and you get a clearer understanding of which party, you know, represents what are their ideals, their mindset, who are they actually doing things for, you'll realize that you've probably been voting on the wrong side this whole entire time. But that is part of deprogramming your mind. Also, you got to make sure, guys, that, listen, we all know that life is short, right? And we want to live life to the fullest. But at the end of the day, don't you want to leave a legacy behind so your name will continue to live on before you die, after you die, and people will acknowledge the hard work and the effort, the ideas that you have implanted, positive ideas in other people's mind? That's legacy right there. I understand that we want to travel, we want to take trips, we want to experience everything that the world has to offer us. But you got to keep in mind that, listen, I would rather live forever in people's hearts and minds than travel the entire world. And I know that a lot of people might look at that as, weird, but to me, that matters more than anything. This is why there's history. We're talking about people who lived hundreds of years ago to this day, because these guys were focused on their legacy, their namesake, making sure that everybody will remember them. And once they become dust in the ground, right, it's not over. People will continue to talk about them. So listen, you have to make sure that you are aware, that you are critically thinking all the time. When you go through things, you learn something from it, and you do not continue to make those same mistakes over and over again, guys, because once you deprogram your mind, the world opens up. You'll have a completely different perspective in life. And maybe, you hit a whole bunch of brick walls throughout your life, and you are wondering why this is continuing to happen. Well, the reason why is because you were probably sold a bad batch of goods. You were sold a dream. You were taught how to operate the wrong way. And once you start doing the opposite, guess what? The sky is the limit. All right. Well, your boy done cooked up for about 10 minutes. I still gotta eat my breakfast, feed the dog, make my coffee, get my ass to work, just to leave work in like 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
That's where my guitar at.